It's about 105 in here, I imagine. Sun's been beating down all day. That's 90 degrees inside of a shed. Yes, with wonderful air circulation, by the way. I have my biannual sinus infection. Yeah, that's always a hoot. Yes, I'd like to thank Jesus Christ and the Latter-day Saints for that one. There's nothing worse. It was like 100 degrees today. And I'm inside and like sick. Yeah. It's a great feeling. But we're here for advices. And look at this. We have an Iron Maiden beer. Yes. That we're going to open with an Iron... We got an Iron... Somebody sent us an Iron Maiden beer. And an Eddie Maiden beer opener. Let's see how it works. Oh my God. The show's ordained by God. It's ordained by God. Here we go. The Trooper beer. I love... Yeah, okay. Created by Iron Maiden. Yeah, I'm sure Steve Harris is sitting there, you know, breaking hops in his hands. Please. Okay. You guys here for advices? Are you falling asleep already? Oh. It's very good. It tastes like lawnmower clippings, if I'm going to be honest with you. But like good lawnmower clippings. I'm in. Oh. Let's get started. Well, what's the matter? You didn't tune in to watch my nose run? Sorry, I'll try to mitigate that. Some people take medication when that happens. I don't take any medications. Yeah. So, you know, I win. Here we go. Oh, it's good, good, good. New Patreon to the greatest advices show in the history of the world. Thank you. I hate the idea of buying games that I never actually own. All the new online games I'm starting to collect all the PS1, PS2, and Xbox 360 games I can find. What are your thoughts on these online-only games? If it's not a physical copy, I don't want it. I'm very happy staying in the 16-bit era. Goodbye. I don't need it. I will not buy video games. Listen. I don't think anybody really cares at this point. I'm just old. I'll be dead soon, and nobody cares. Time marches on. I missed it. That 3 crash hit that Lars does is pure attitude. That's right. When it's like, oh yeah, 3 hits on the money. You know, Lars did get it right once in a while. I know we love to hate Lars, right? All right, that's the last time I bend over. Like, I don't know, for another 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm not buying any games online. I want the box. I want the cartridge. I want the disc. You got it? But I'm also not that dumb. I'm pretty dumb, but not that dumb. You know, everything's going to be like that downloadable content in the future, right? I mean, it's just the future. So there you go. You're out of here. All right. Here we go. Hey, Jesse, wanted to send one in for the Advices show. We are all here for the video games and stick around for the extra commentary, which is absolutely brilliant. Thank you. I truly believe we haven't seen the best of Bithead 1000 yet. And no, you haven't. And I'm not being boastful. Okay? It's like I don't know how to explain this. It's like all right, let's move on. I spent the last 15 years collecting retro video games from my childhood, and the COVID situation has sent my collecting for these genres into overdrive. I have amassed a collection that I am happy with at this time, and I'm starting to branch out into systems that I don't have any nostalgia for at this point. 3DS, PS3. My collection has primarily been focused on games I like, but now the retro video game scene of ours unfortunately has turned into more of a business, less of a hobby. See the fact that a sealed Mario 64 just sold for $1.5 million. I know this channel was founded on collecting games, but the question for you is whether you think it's worth collecting games any longer, or is it best for guys like us that just absolutely love a good game to start emulating and go the digital route? I'm going to tell you something right now. I will not buy video games other than at a garage sale. And I walk past video games all the time at the garage sales because they're just too overpriced. I mean, people pull out like jaw-dropping stuff, and I walk away because I'm cheap and I'm just not going to pay it. So game collecting, if it's not at the garage sales, you can't buy them at the thrift stores anymore. I'm certainly not going to a game store. To me, a game store is the most idiotic concept ever developed. Yeah. I'm not buying off of eBay. I'm done. I'm fucking done. Listen, this video game thing is over. I hate to break it to you. It's over. It's time to move on. But like you said, you could still collect for like Xbox 360s, and very intriguing to me. I never had one. I never played one. But I'm super interested in it. So I mean, you could still pick up Xbox 360 games for a song. And not for long. Not for long. This is, as we move out of the physical game realm, this will be a thing of the past, like the record player. I put on a record for my son. I mean, he lights up like a Christmas tree. He's like, what is this? I was like, that's the needle. I mean, he's never seen anything like this before. It might as well be an alien ship that landed from outer space. So yeah, all these physical games, they're not going to be around anymore. It's a thing of the past. Thing of the past. What? All right, you're out of here. For Christ's sake. Hey Jesse, it's blank from the UK. I don't like to say anybody's name. During Trump's presidency, I lost 3 good friends purely because I supported Trump. Now he's out of office. Do you think I should maybe try and reconcile my friendship with them? I don't think I did anything wrong, or should I just tell them to go fuck themselves? Tell them to go fuck themselves. Listen, I got news for you right now. Your biggest mistake is we don't live in an adult world. That's the biggest problem. We can't talk politics. Do you understand? I don't believe in politics. I used to follow politics, like listen to radio and stuff like this and follow politics, get so wrapped up in it. And then I realized that I was a loser. That's right. Because it's a whole shit show of a system. It doesn't work. Was never designed to work. It's 2 teams fighting against each other. Nothing gets done. It's broken. And to be the dumb idiot that follows it at home and doesn't have any input or have any effect on the system at all makes you a bigger idiot. That's right. You're over here losing friends over this shit. And if your friends were willing to lose you over it, fuck them. They're assholes. And it just, and what it did, it brought out the ugliest side of humanity. That you can't even talk to somebody you disagree with. I don't give a fuck who you like. If you like Donald Trump or you like Joe Biden, I don't care. I might say in my head, all right, but that's the way he thinks. That's it. That's the end of it. Can we talk cars now? Or broads? Anytime a conversation gets political, you just say, listen, I saw a chick the other day. I mean, she had to have a 5-pound pussy on her. And that's it. Politics gone. You ever talk with a buddy and like a chick walks by and you're like, and then you look back at your buddy and like, what were we talking about? And he's like, I don't know. And you're just watching that walk as it goes. Listen, you're a chimpanzee and a orangutan at the end of the day. So stop with the politics. Just go look at a girl and jerk off somewhere. How about that? That's great advice. At least you're going somewhere with that. With politics, you're not going anywhere. You're out of here. Fuck your loser friends. No such thing as friends. I don't know if you know that. That's right. It's a ruse. It's a big ruse. Friends were there like when you were young. But once you hit 40, no such things as friends anymore. So grow the fuck up, all right? Be lonely and miserable. Here we go. Let me tell you something. That beer is like, I don't know. It's tickling like a little, I don't know. Like the nerve of contentment. Feels good. Feels good. I know why people are alcoholics now. It's great. Nothing wrong with alcoholism. Just don't overdo it. It's great advices right there. This is a good friend of the show here. Hi, Jesse. I'm 40 years old, and I have a 4-year-old and a 6-month-old. Both my wife and I have decent jobs, and we don't usually spend money on expensive stuff. So we have some savings, and I was wondering whether we should start burning money and live the best life we can without worry about the future, or don't go crazy and invest money for our kids. Don't get me wrong, I love the kids to death. But we only live once, and the older we get, the more I get the feeling that I'm missing out. I know, I'm out of here. Here's the scary thing about life, okay? I'm going to tell you right now. We scrimp and scrape and we try to save money, and then we get cancer and we give it all back to a hospital. My mission in life is to get cancer, and not have a fucking nickel. And guess what? You're all going to pay for it. Yeah, that's how it goes. You're going to be the adult that saves all your money. Let me tell you something. The person that saves money, let me put it this way. The person that saves money is on a trail blazing for disappointment. That's what you don't want money. Somebody's going to try to take it from you. I always listen to a guy I used to work with, and he's kind of right. It's very morbid. It's very depressing. He says it's not about how much you win. It's about how much you don't lose. Listen, I'm going to tell you something right now. Keep yourself broke. And what I mean by broke, I mean savings-wise. Invest in things. That's it. You want to do a little investing in the stock market? Have a fucking blast. There's a gamble for you. You want to put your money in real estate? Buy houses, rent them out. That's great stuff. Cash flow. Cash flow. Not savings. Cash flow. Cash flow. Right? I don't know. Do the opposite of what I do, and you'll be a rich person. That's all I gotta tell you. Just watch me. You're out of here. Dear Mr. 1000, my girlfriend recently got a shitty retail job working as a cash register. She's working a cash register, trying to make ends meet. She worked there only 2 weeks, and in that short time, she has been harassed and hit on by dudes nearly all day, every day. Yeah. Hey, welcome to planet Earth, guy. That's what happens. It sounds like she's hot, and if she's hot, it never stops. Recently, it got so bad, one man said he was going to follow her into the parking lot at night and assault her. Well, that's romantic. A couple of days later, a different guy reached over the counter, grabbed her by the arm, and tried to pull her out of the store. Dude, she must be smoking hot. Luckily, where the fuck do you live, Compton? Luckily, she's a tough gal and punched the shit out of the guy until other co-workers could assist. She came home with bruises on both arms. What the fuck is going on here? I sit around in constant worry that something bad is going to happen anytime she's at work now. I offered to assist her financially if she agreed to quit, but she won't take any of my money. She also needs health insurance. It's got to the point where I'll show up at a job occasionally just to keep an eye on her and make sure she's safe. I'm 6'1" and 150 pounds soaking wet, so I fully expect to take an ass kicking at some point. But at least I've got some speed and reach on my side. What steps should I take to make sure she's safe? Additionally, how can I learn to kick someone's ass who is bigger than me? Big ups to the greatest. Let me tell you something. The age of kicking ass is over. I got news for you right now. We're in, unless you want to break a guy's jaw and pay 40 grand. Right, after lawyers and fines and everything like that. Right. So I love these guys that run around like they know jujitsu. They're black belts in jujitsu. Yeah, well, guess what? I know how to call the police. So go ahead, kick my ass. Break my jaw, I hope I fall down, hit my head, I get concussed, and then I wipe out your bank account. It's that simple. Let me tell you something. You want to hit somebody, you hit them right in the goddamn wallet. That's the most painful place to get hit. You can punch me up and down. Give me black eyes, broken nose, I don't care. Just don't hit me in the wallet. That's when I really start crying. What are you gonna do with this broad? What are you gonna follow her around all day? You know? Who are you? A fucking one of the guardian angels? Stop it already. You know, be happy that you got a girl that somebody wants to assault. I wish somebody would assault my wife. I don't know. You're fucking out of here, guy. Hey, Bithead. I gave my Super Nintendo and all the games away to a classmate back in 2000 and still regret it to this day. Yeah, I guess so. I had a moment where my dad's voice won in my brain that I was graduating high school and I was supposed to be done with video games. What a dumb move. The Super is to me what the Turbo is to you. I want to get another SNES in good condition, but those fucks on eBay are killing me with those prices. I've tried garage sales, family, friends, and 20 years later, I even contacted the guy who I gave all my video game shit to just to see if he'd at least sell my original to me. Any advice on where to score an NES without being wallet raped? Your pal. Yeah, brother, what am I going to tell you? It's garage sales and persistence. Garage sales and persistence. You got to go to garage sales and you got to ask the person specifically. You have any old video games? Old Super Nintendo? this type of thing. You got to ask, and you got to let your nose run so they run the opposite way while you're talking. Jesus Christ, it's fucking hot in here. Guy, there's no, like I stated before, there's no other way. Do you understand? I broke ground. This is legendary stuff right here, and I think I mentioned this before. I started going door to door because I said, imagine I go to garage sales and I'm going to a house here, I'm going to a house over here, I'm going to a house over here, and they have video games. Imagine what's in the basement of every single house on this block. Can you even imagine? There's a Comstock load out there. Do you understand? So I started going door to door. And I would ask people, you have any old video games? They'd come, like the dogs would come flying out the door at me. The people would give me dirty looks. They'd be very rude. They'd slam the door on me. But I got lucky 3 times. And I recorded it. But I never started a series on it. I never started a series on it because it was something I always wanted to revisit, but I didn't want anybody to steal the idea. Oh, I was cold calling from the phone book. Guy, you have no idea how motivated I was years ago. Now I'm just, I'm ready for the coffin. But back then, I would cold call from a phone book. In here. On a phone, calling numbers. Oh, hi, what would I say? What was my big spiel? I'm calling about that, oh, that's what I have to say. Oh, hi, I'm calling about that Craigslist ad for the video games. And they would be like, how, wah? And I said, yeah, you have an ad on Craigslist for video games. Oh, no, sorry, you must have the wrong number or whatnot. Oh, I'm sorry about that. You wouldn't happen to have any old video games for sale, would you? Yeah. And that didn't work. I talked to some people. Some people would be receptive. There's something to that. But I'm like, after like a half an hour, I'm like, what am I doing here? And then after work, I would go out before I had my son. I would go out and I would walk the streets like a door-to-door salesman. And I would just comb house to house to house to house. Problem was I was going in the afternoon. I was a little too scared to go at dinner time because people get pissed. I thought the cops were going to come, you know, this type of fucking thing. But that I scored 3 times at that. And I have it on film. One of these days, it's some film. Yeah, I recorded it on 8mm. You didn't know? All right, guy, you're out of here. It's just garage sales. You got to be creative. You got to be creative. Cold call from the phone book. Good luck with that one. All right. Dear Mr. Head, any advices on how to actually find yard sales nowadays? I used to just look up neighborhood sales on Craigslist, but it seems like no one uses Craigslist anymore, and it's getting harder to actually find where they get listed online. Whenever I just drive around aimlessly looking for them, I never seem to find any, and I waste half a morning driving around. Any other general yard sale tips you could give us? Yes. Yard sale tips, don't just focus on video games, okay? Gotta make it worth your while. Here's the deal with, I don't look on Craigslist, I won't look online. I don't want to be where everybody else is. I've mentioned this before. I go out for a drive, and here's my thing. I go out for a Saturday morning drive. In my head, I'm not even going to garage sales. If a garage sale pops up, that's great. But in my head, I'm going out for a morning drive with my son. And that makes me happy. And you have to keep yourself in a happy spot. When you start getting stressed out, like, oh, fucking sales, I'm driving all morning, quarter tank of gas, I haven't found anything, you might as well stay the fuck home. It's the experience of, I always say in life you need a plan B. Because a lot of times we put all our eggs in one basket. Like, we're going out on Friday night. Oh, we're going to the carriage house. Great, I get to go in there, I'll dress up. I'll have all the 40-year-old women grab me by the cock, because that's what they used to do. I love the Me Too movement. Used to go to the carriage house, you'd walk in, and all the drunked out 40-year-olds that were there from happy hour, just walk up to you and grab you by the cock and balls. Yeah. Oh, that's great. What about me too? What about me too? All right? I got a bunch of female Bill Cosbys around here. Fucking Me Too. You don't know Me Too until you come out to Long Island. You get around a bunch of boozed out happy hour broads. Middle-aged broads. Oh my God, they're like, they're checking my prostate. What the fuck is going on here? What am I, a piece of hanging meat? Even though I did kind of look like a piece of hanging meat back in the day. Oh. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? Listen, I was almost pushing 240, guy. 6'4", 240? Ding dong! I mean, honey, drop your drawers, I'm all yours. Ow! Testosterone, like coursing. I don't know how to explain that to you. Coursing. That's right. I remember one time I went to a club. Oh, what are we talking about? Garage sales here? I went to a club one time, and a girl went like this. She squeezed my arm and she went, ooh. And I gave her a nice bicep pose like this, and she licked my bicep. I was like, oh, bing! That's like the next day you go back to the gym and you're like, the human ego is a fantastic thing. It's the most dangerous thing a man has. It could keep a man down here, or it can bring a man up here. The whole idea of a man's life is to try to balance the ego. Because it's very important to get things accomplished, but you also have to control it because it gets you in a lot of trouble. Oh my God, this is poetry. I mean, but yeah, guy, the garage sales, you gotta have fun. If you don't have fun, you won't find anything. Ooh, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. What is that? Black magic, Bithead 1000? Perhaps. Sorcery? Perhaps. But if you're not enjoying yourself and you're not in a positive state of mind, you're not finding anything. I've been there. It's true. I've been doing it too long. Yeah. Black magic. Not black magic at all. Just using your higher being. You're not a chimpanzee. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have higher faculties. Yes, the intuition, the imagination, the most powerful forces on the planet Earth, memory, this type of thing. Vision, which would be imagination. So, all right, we'll move on. You're out of here, Buster. Just go out and don't focus on video games. Focus on things that you like. Like I find all video games are almost secondary now, to be honest with you, because it's been so ridiculous lately. If I find them, that's great. But I mean, I can't tell you the last time I found like a box of video games laying under a table somewhere, like I used to every time I'd go out. There were times I'd be like, oh, that's unusual. This sale doesn't have any video games. You'd be tripping over them. I can't even tell you. If I could take a time machine. Hey, Jesse. Oh, man. Jeez. I want some advice for selling video game accessories on eBay. When I sell a console, I check one thing. Does it read disc? When I sell a game, I check one thing. Does it fire up? What about controllers? Should I be starting up a game and making sure every button works? Not a big deal for a Nintendo controller. You want to know my theory? And people are going to hate me for this, all right? Here's the deal. If I have a console that I'm selling, I don't clean it. I don't test it. I put it on eBay and I say that it works. If it doesn't work, if it gets to the seller, to the buyer, and it doesn't work, I say, keep it, I refund your money. Everybody's happy. I mean, he's got a bum system, but he didn't pay for it. He can move on. I wasted a little bit of his time. Okay? But for the most part, I can't tell you how many consoles I've sold. And maybe 2 or 3 didn't work. Maybe. And I just say, oh, very apologetic. I'm very sorry. I'll refund your money and just keep it. That's it. And the hassle is gone. Same thing with everything else. Just sell. People don't hit you with bad feedback because of that. They got their money back. They don't. That's all they care about. They got their money back. They got an apology. Be nice. That's all. Everything works until it doesn't work. So my philosophy on eBay is very simple. List everything at 99 cents, even though lately I've been listing a little bit higher with certain things. But for video games, it's generally list at 99 cents, and then testing, there's no testing going on. And I have very, very low volume of people. I have 100% feedback. So, yeah, you could sit there and drive yourself bananas testing consoles, and I like them dirty. Because people like to see them dirty. Because people, I got news, you can clean up a console all you want. People look at it, they go like, looks like he cleaned it up. Or you can put it up there dirty and people go, I can clean that up. People are fucked up, man. It's like I learned a very important lesson from a guy that ran an antique shop. When you walked into his antique shop, you could trip and break your neck. There was nowhere to walk. Shit was piled all over the place, falling over. I said, oh my God, if you would just organize this place, you'd do 3 times the business. He goes, no, I wouldn't. He goes, people love to come in here rummage. They think there's such disorganization here that they're going to find a deal. When everything is neat and in order and all that thing, they say, oh, these people are on top of everything. I can't find a deal here. Tis order and chaos, baby. Great advices. Home run advices. God almighty. You're gonna fumble around hooking up an NES satellite, plugging in all 4 controllers? Please, I'd rather shoot myself in the head. I can't imagine anything more boring. I'd rather deal with a guy complaining and then you don't even have to ship it back. Keep the fucking thing, it's broken. You got it out of my hair. We're done here. You're out of here. One more question. Hello, Bithead. Let me drink some of this beer. It's delicious. Oh. Aside from the small tussle in a mosh pit, I've never been in a real fight before. Do you notice a vein running through all these questions today? I don't read these before. There's a fighting and video games. When I'm hanging out with my friends or groups of guys that tell bar fight stories and whatnot, then they look at me and I make up a story about fighting somebody so they don't make fun of me. Truth is, I'm afraid of fighting someone in public and then possibly getting locked up, sued, or accidentally killing somebody. So do you think it's a rite of passage becoming a man to experience a good fist fight? Thanks. No. It's not. Stay away from fights. Stay away from fights. I got news for you right now. I ain't fucking up this $1 million nose. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it hitting the nose. So, that rules out about every, 99.9% of fist fights. I can't get hit in the nose. Oh my God. I'd fall to pieces. I'd go into a tailspin. I want to get my teeth knocked out. I don't want to get my teeth knocked out. I want to get knocked back and get a concussion. I got news to you right now. I work with a guy, okay? Complete mental case. One time we were out on a bench. He was smoking a cigarette and I was on my lunch break. This guy's like, he had to put on gloves to mash up shit to go down the toilet. I'm like, guy, you got a plunger. Use the plunger. He would put on a glove. Oh, I gotta go in with the glove. His name was Ron. Guy was like, sweetest guy alive, but, he was a moron. Let's face it. And he was a moron for a reason. We're out on the bench there, he's smoking a cigarette. And I got to talking to him, I don't know how, and he's like, I was asking him about cars that he used to have. I think that's what we were talking about. He goes, oh, I used to have nice cars. He drove a Riviera, okay? In like 2005. You know what kind of person we're talking about here? Like an 82 Riv, front wheel drive V8. You know what it's like maintaining that fucking car? Anyhow, I got the Riviera out there, and we talked about. He goes, I used to have nice cars before my accident, and I'm thinking to myself, what are you talking about? The guy worked for like McDonnell Douglas or something like that, and had like this awesome job. I don't know what he was. Administration, something like that. He's at the company picnic playing frisbee, and somebody threw a long frisbee throw to him, and he went to run it and grab it, and he fell backwards and cracked himself in the back of the head. He goes, he's smoking a cigarette. He's like, I was never the same after that. And it was one of the most, you could watch a horror movie, and it's like, okay. This was worse than 100 horror movies wrapped into one. It was one of the most horrific stories I ever heard. So one trip and fall can alter your life and turn you into a moron. Cleaning toilets now. Even though I'm cleaning toilets now. But at least I didn't fall down and hit my head. I know I'm a moron. He didn't know he's a moron anymore. He's just a fucking moron. He's dead now. Rest in peace, Ronnie. So there you go. What do you want to get into a fight? Somebody knocks you out? Or worse yet, you knock somebody out and turn somebody else into a moron. That's no fun either. Stop with the fights. Stop with the fights. They're not fighting. You're out of here. You're out of here. Guys, I need some, I don't know, Robitussin? And a nap. This is the Advices program. If you need advices, this is my email down below. Send me your advices. I'm here to help. We give great advices on this show. And we solve your problems just like that. Guys, I gotta tell you what right now. This beer is kind of hitting me. 4.7% alcohol. That's not a lot. That's less than a Budweiser. I don't know, guys. What are you going to tell you? I'm getting old. Anyway, thank you to all the Patreons. I truly appreciate the support. I know we're behind on a lot of Patreon stuff, but I'm going to make up for it. We got 2 consoles right there. They're on the way. So how about that? And a few more lost episodes. So, okay, guys. To bed.